Hello and welcome back to the writer Albert Lanier channel. I, of course, am the writer Albert Lanier, right here with another edition of Outro, the show about shows and the show about shows that I'm on at times. Not all the time. My media calendar isn't that booked. In fact, I don't know if people are aware. I have what I call the slate or the template, and I only need to do really about 3 to 5 shows a year. That's the way that I set that up. I don't know if I kind of explained this on previous episodes of Outro, but basically all I really need, or all I set up for myself, are basically 3 to 5. I go over that limit, of course, but that's like the minimum limit that I set for myself every year. I do 3 to 5 interviews, and I'm fine with that, satisfied. Anyway, last night was Valentine's night, and yesterday was Valentine's Day. I was on a show called Uncensored with a guy called Mike Vara out of, I believe, South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. Um, sometimes I'm not aware of where all these shows, because there are a billion shows on YouTube or online or on some platform or something. So I don't know every. I don't know where all these shows come from, but yeah, I was on Uncensored yesterday, and I was promoting my piece in Substack about former punter and NFL player Pat McAfee. And you can find that on my Substack, albertlanier.substack.com. That's ALBERTLANIER.substack.com. The newsletter is That Is the Week That Is. Again, the newsletter is That Is the Week That Is, found at my Substack, albertlanier.substack.com. The name of the article is called Roughing the Passer. My voice is kind of sounding a little rough. So, in any event, I was on the show. I guess it was afternoon my time, but it was like getting late night uh, Eastern time. So Eastern Coast time or East Coast time. So I was discussing my article, and it was kind of an interesting day when I thought about it. They had the slot open, and so I don't know what most people do. This is kind of an aside. Well, it's obviously an aside, but um, it was like Valentine's Day. I don't think I had ever done a show on Valentine's Day or had a media booking on Valentine's Day. So it was kind of different. I think that's one of the reasons I took it, was like, oh, Valentine's. Oh, okay. And this may surprise people who know my contrarian nature and my rather curmudgeonly uh, look at life. But I actually like Valentine's Day. I don't mind it. I don't like holidays. I can't stand holidays. The vast majority of holidays I hate. I don't really like Thanksgiving. I think it's I think it's an excuse to eat. You shouldn't have an excuse to eat or eat well. Um, I sure as hell don't like Christmas. Never have. I think Christmas is it's a hypocritical holiday for a lot of people. People complain it's commercial when that's kind of the whole purpose of it. You know, if it wasn't a commercial entity, a lot of businesses would go under. The economy would be ruined if you decided, oh well, let's not be material and spend money on Christmas. But that's a whole other story. I'm getting off track here. But I don't mind Valentine's Day because nobody's like, there's no pretext to it. There's no kind of moralizing about it or anything like that. It's just go out and enjoy yourself. If you're a couple, do something nice or go out and enjoy yourself. And even though I'm a single guy and have always been single, I like that. I think it's fun. I think it's interesting. It's kind of unusual among the so-called holidays. Of course, you don't get it off, but in any event, I don't have a problem with Valentine's Day. But in any event, I spent my Valentine's Day really afternoon on Uncensored with Mike Vara, and so we were talking about the the controversy surrounding Pat McAfee, who had called out an executive at ESPN who he said was trying to sabotage his show. And his show, which is the Pat McAfee show, started out as a online show, was a show on YouTube. It did very well, and it's still on YouTube. It still shows on YouTube. But they moved to ESPN, like an $85 million 5-year contract for the show. And, you know, McAfee said on one of his episodes that there was an executive that was trying to sabotage the show. And so I talked about that. I don't want to give too much away. I want people to actually read the piece, which is on Substack. Again, albertlanier.substack.com. And I want people to check out the episode. Now, something happened near the end. I was on for an hour, had a nice hour, great conversation. I had a good time. I think it would have been better if it was a female host, but you know, that was okay. It was a good conversation, good interview, considering it was Valentine's Day. But it was a good conversation. And then I got kicked off the line. My conversation was a call-in show, and my phone went off. You know, like completely disconnected, and I was off the air. And so I couldn't call back. It was very odd. Suddenly my phone wasn't on a network. It was strange, you know, very odd. Now, to be fair, during the episode of the show, which can be found, I believe, at MikeVara.com. You can check it out at Mike Vara. I believe that's MikeVara.com. MikeVara.com. It was strange because it was really odd. I guess my phone's better now. Yeah, I can call and so forth, but I couldn't call back. I couldn't call out. It was very, very odd. It happened to me. I got strangely. This happened a number of years ago. I think it was 2015. I was on a show called The Ocelli Effect. And I was talking about the death of investigative journalist Danny Casolaro and the whole Inslaw affair. And I was on the show for over an hour, and I had never been on the show before. I've been on the show since, and nothing like that's ever happened. But what happened was, after a while, again, I got booted off the air. Something happened. I don't know what happened. It was a strange sound. It may still be on YouTube if you want to check it out. If you could find it, let me know. I heard it some time ago. I can't remember when, maybe a couple of years ago or so. It may still be on YouTube, but it's the Ocelli Effect. I think it's 2015. Of course, it may state my name, Albert Lanier. If anybody out there is watching this can find it or look it up, let me know. I know I listened to it some time ago, like a couple of years ago or whatever, but it's been a while since I've listened to it. In any event, so it happened to me once that I mysteriously got knocked off the air. I was on that show, I guess 2015 or so. And I don't believe it's happened. I mean, this is the second time, but it was just the phone conversation was severed. So I was cut off the air, but it was very different. That it was over the phone, but it was like when I heard it, when I saw and I'm referring to the Ocelli Effect, when I was on the show, when I saw that, well, not saw it, but I heard it. It was on YouTube. it was like a weird sound. It was a very odd sound. I don't think there was an odd sound this time. It just, I'd have to go and check it out. I've listened to some of the show. Like I said, the show Uncensored, I believe it's the Mike Vara Network, certainly MikeVara.com. You could check it out there. But it was a very odd situation. Um, Good episode, was a good interview. I enjoyed myself, but it's the second time I was getting near in the final minutes of the show, and I wasn't really able to sign off, which I what I would do on any show that I interview with. Just standard protocol. Intro, outro, sign in, sign off, as I call it. But I wasn't able to do that. So it was very strange. Second time in the 14 or 15 years I've been interviewed on shows that it's happened. So a very unexpected occurrence. In any event, I had a good time. I kind of want to, I don't know precisely what happened. Something maybe with the mishap with electricity, although everything seemed fine. Um, or maybe the network went down. I don't know. I don't think it did. Anyway, um, I don't know if it's because at one point I said that ESPN was a deceitful and lying network. And if you listen to the show, you'll find out why I said that. Um, I don't know, but it was a very strange occurrence. Strange. It was fine up until that point, so not sure. In any event, check out Uncensored with Mike Vara. I believe you can go to MikeVara.com. That's MikeVara.com. That's MikeVara.com, and check out the show. And the show again is called Uncensored with Mike Vara. And also check out my article on Pat McAfee or my other articles there on Substack. Go to That Is the Week That Is, the newsletter on albertlanier.substack.com. That's albertlanier.substack.com. All right. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.